Now I'd like to talk about your upper digestive system, your stomach. Again, the old saying, you are what you eat, it's really you are what you can digest and absorb. Digestion starts actually before you even eat. There was a study recently that showed people that are stressed, like going through a drive-through, talking on the phone, eating your Whataburger all at the same time, while the kids are yelling in the back seat, actually produce less digestive enzymes than people who are not stressed. So prior to even eating, the digestive process is affected. But then we chew our food and then we swallow our food. It goes down the food pipe called your esophagus. It passes through a valve called the lower esophageal sphincter. That's the valve between the food pipe and the stomach. And then the food lands in the stomach. Well, the stomach is lined with parietal cells. Parietal cells are acid pumps. What they do is just pump out hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is a key component to your overall health, not just to digest your food and turn that steak into steak soup so you can absorb it, but also it's a germ killer. It's a great germ killer. In World War I, before there were antibiotics, they used hydrochloric acid to kill germs. It'll kill staph, strep, E. coli, you name it. It's super at killing germs. So as food travels down, enters the stomach, it's covered in microbes. Every bite of food you ate today is covered with mold. I know you can't see it, but it's there. And a good way to prove this is go home today, duct tape your refrigerator shut and unplug it. Don't open it for 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks go back and take a look. Open it up, and you'll see that food's full of mold. Well, where'd the mold come from if you never opened it? It's already there. There's microscopic mold on all the food we eat. There's 400 different bacteria that live in the mouth and digestive tract. These 400 bacteria, every time you swallow saliva, they're introduced into the stomach. It's dark, warm, moist. There's leftover food particles in the stomach. If we didn't have a good antiseptic down there, then it would be like a petri dish full of all these germs overgrowing that are not beneficial to our health. So again, the hydrochloric acid, it squirts out, kills all these germs, kills the mold, the fungus, the yeast, the bacteria. So it keeps your stomach sterile. That's how a normal stomach works. What we see though, and what I've discovered and learned in my time of being an integrative physician is your acid pumps get damaged by lots of different things. And sometimes just the natural aging process will cause your acid pumps to stop secreting enough acid out. So as your acid production diminishes, not only do you not digest your food properly, but it allows for overgrowth of these germs like fungus. Well, what these fungus and other germs can do is produce their own gas and their own toxins and their own acid. As this gas builds up, you could feel a feeling of being full easily, bloating, gas, but also what it does is balloon your stomach. And it can actually open this valve, the lower esophageal sphincter can become expanded and allow the acid to come up into the esophagus. That will damage the esophagus and give you symptoms like heartburn. That's one thing I want to talk about real quick is heartburn and indigestion. Everybody assumes that's from too much acid production. So we go take a Prilosec or a Zantac or whatever. Well, the normal human stomach produces so much acid, it creates a pH of 1 to 2 inside your stomach. If you're not familiar with the pH scale, it comes from 0 to 14. 7 is neutral. Above 7 is basic, like baking soda. Below 7 is acidic, like battery acid. Well, a normal stomach pH level is 1 to 2. That's more acidic than battery acid. So this notion that you're making too much stomach acid causing your heartburn and indigestion is false. The problem is the acid's in the wrong place. Instead of being here in the middle of your stomach where it's supposed to be and where you would never feel it, it's up here in the esophagus, and that's where you'll feel it, and that's when you'll have symptoms. My 6-year-old little girl, if you scoped her and looked in her stomach and measured her pH, I guarantee you it'd be a 1 or a 2, and she never, ever, ever has heartburn or indigestion. It's because the acid's in the right spot. So the whole question that I have for patients that come in with heartburn and indigestion is, what's going on with this lower esophageal sphincter? That valve should be tightly squeezed shut. What's causing it to open up? One of those things can be the fungus, the overgrowth of the fungus. There are other things that can do it too, which we'll explore during your visit. One more thing I want to mention about the upper stomach. As the food comes out of your stomach and moves into the upper part of your small intestine, there's the gallbladder sitting there and the pancreas sitting there. these guys secrete their digestive enzymes into the small intestine too. But the trigger for these guys to release these enzymes is a stomach content coming out with a pH less than about 3. So if you're taking Prozac, Zantac, or other products, your pH is going to be a 5, 6, or 7. It's not going to be acidic enough, and you're going to miss out on gallbladder and pancreatic enzymes. Certain minerals, magnesium, iron, calcium, these guys cannot be absorbed unless it's an acidic pH less than 3. Your B vitamins like B12, have to hook up with intrinsic factor to be absorbed into the bloodstream. Intrinsic factor is not produced unless the pH is very low. So again, you are what you can digest and absorb, not just what you can eat. And I find that most patients that come see me have diminished hydrochloric acid along with other digestive enzymes that not only allow overgrowth of the microbes that are harmful to us, but prevent our food from being properly digested so that we get we lack all the nutrients that we should be getting.